Well, maybe just start with seeing you back out there with the full group. How'd that feel for you?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think you do a lot of stuff alone when you're injured or with a couple other injured guys, but to get around the full group and kind of just mix in and just have fun again and be out there with the guys is always awesome.
Maybe can you give us a little rundown on how the break's gone for you? I would assume some skating in there too.
Yeah, for sure. I got some time off to kind of rest things and let things heal up, and then obviously got on the ice and got in the gym and stuff like that, and just tried to do some stuff to kind of further along my recovery and things like that, and try and get ready for this week and keep going through that process of getting back to returning to play.
I think a lot of us feared the worst when we saw the injury.
For sure.
How scary was it for you those couple days, not knowing how long you might be out and the severity of the injury?
No, yeah, it was definitely scary. I think it takes a toll on you mentally. You know, I think when it first happens, especially in that first 24 hours, you just expect the worst, and that's all you really think about. And obviously, it kind of pros and cons of having your mom there. It was good to have her there with me, but it sucked that she had to be there to watch it. And but I think it's a fast sport and things like that happen, and you never want to be injured, you never want to be out. But I guess my parents fed me well when I was a kid, so I got lucky.
And then for you, being out of the lineup, it's a pivotal, it's middle of the season, an important stretch would seem. Did you go a little bit crazy, just wanting to be out there and help the guys?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's frustrating just watching hockey and knowing you have zero control over anything. I think you're watching your team play and you're the biggest fan, but at the same time you just want to be out there playing with them, and you're hanging around the locker room and see them having fun. It's just not the same when you're kind of on the outside, and obviously it's nice to just be back practicing with the boys now.
After that initial fear, like when you got the news, okay, we think you can come back, we think you can play again this season, like how much of a boost is that immediately?
Yeah, I think that was huge. I think after the first few days, things started to settle down, and I felt a lot better, and in my mind and in my body. So it was good. I think once I got that news from Doc and Kent and the other guys, that I think things were looking positive. I think that brought a lot of happiness back into things, and knowing that I could have something to look forward to, things to work at, and just strengthening and getting better in the gym to come back even better.
It's a pretty different forward group now that with Frost and Farabee. Just how exciting is it when your club acquires two forwards? And I mean, how have you looked at them so far?
No, it's awesome. Obviously, getting on the ice with them for the first time is always fun, and they're obviously really good guys. Just being around them in the locker room and stuff like that, trying to get to know them. They fit in well and they mix in well, and obviously Connie and the management brought them in for the reason, because they're really good players, and obviously I'm excited to get out there and play with them, and from what I've seen so far, they both look really good.
What kind of hurdles are left before you'd be ready to play a game?
I think just getting back up to speed. I think getting those details, make sure I'm feeling good as a player, and have my game kind of dialed in over these next few days, and to see where I'm at from there.
Safe to assume that just having the practice window here that we will have is a pretty big benefit to you, and just that process you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think for me to come have a whole week of practices with no games to worry about, nothing to kind of stress about, just getting out there feeling good, feeling on my skates, feeling on my hands, and getting the brain working again. I think those things are huge, and obviously I'm a little behind, but knowing everyone was on the beach too last week, I think helps a little bit, knowing that I can catch up to pace at the same time they're getting back at it.
Are you watching the Four Nations at all?
Yeah, for sure. I watched the Canada games, a bit of them. I missed the first one, but I watched the Canada-US one and a little bit of the Finland one, and obviously that's something that's really cool is when you see your country and those guys going at it, and it brings a lot of excitement to the game.
Are you like a fan? Like are you watching it from a different lens, just as a Canadian guy?
Maybe the first 8 seconds, but I think I watched that through a different lens. But no, I think overall it's you play against those guys, and obviously with Raz who's there, and you kind of know you're watching it from kind of two different lenses, and seeing what they do out there. Obviously you have some of the best players in the world with McKinnon and Crosby and McDavid and stuff like that. So I think just watching those guys and see what they do out there is always cool.
Are there bets and stuff going on in the room, or how's that?
Not so far. We'll see about Thursday, though. It might be a big one.
How would you describe the banter between the Canadians and Americans right now?
We just got back, so I think it might start up again. I think over the next day and a half here, waiting for the final. We might have to put something on the line for the Canada guys and the Americans, but I think it's always good. I think anytime you can have best on best hockey, it makes the game better.